So I wanted to provide a further update on yesterday's outage. Now, when I briefed you yesterday afternoon, we had resolved the initial outage with calls and data progressively returning to normal. Last night, we identified a subsequent issue that was impacting some calls, including 000, and the nature of this only became apparent as we resolved the original issue. In these cases, when calling 000, some people received an error message and then their phone would go and try to connect to an alternative mobile network, as it should. The issue was a consequence of the same software defect that I talked to you about yesterday. So while we addressed the original issue, that subsequent issue remained ongoing and needed to be addressed in a different way. Overnight, our teams made good progress, significantly reducing the occurrence of failed calls to 000, and we've now implemented a solution that has addressed the impact of this issue. Now, mobile networks are complex, and we will continue to work through further changes to ensure we have the most robust solution, but customers can feel confident in calling 000. Our backup systems and welfare check process remains in place, of course, and we have not needed to complete a welfare check since that solution was put in place. In total, though, we completed 639 welfare checks from the start of this outage. And let me talk you through the numbers again. 230 callers advised by SMS responded that no assistance was required. 402 cases required follow-up voice calls. Of those 402 cases, 170 calls were passed to the police for either further welfare check or assistance, and we had 7 callers advised that they needed assistance in total, and their details were referred to the relevant emergency services organisations at that time. I also spoke with Minister Wells again earlier today and provided a full update on the issue to her. I'd also like to talk about the organisations that rely on our network and those that experienced disruptions yesterday. While the broader outage was resolved yesterday, we continued to work closely with a small number of enterprise customers on residual flow and impacts in their services. This includes the Australian Rail Track Corporation, or ARTC. We'll keep working with our customers until every remaining issue is resolved and as they complete all restoration and verification processes that they need to complete. I want to again apologise for the disruption these issues have caused to our customers and to the broader community. We know how important it is to stay connected, and we take this responsibility very seriously. Our teams are working as quickly as possible to resolve any remaining issues with all customers. I also want to say thank you for your patience and understanding as we've worked to resolve this. We do not take that for granted. Thank you. And questions?
Obviously, your CEO is on annual leave at the moment. Where exactly is she at the moment, and is she making her way back home?
She is overseas with her family, and she is making her way back home, and she'll be on deck tomorrow.
Why wasn't she on the first plane back as soon as we heard about this outage yesterday morning?
She got on the first plane that she could get onto to get back. She came back immediately, changed her plans, and got back here as soon. She'll be back here as soon as she possibly could.
And will she be providing a press conference then? Can you expect what time frame it might be before she herself addresses the media?
Well, we'll update media on that in terms of when Vicky may or may not talk to the media tomorrow or next week. But I would expect that she will want to get up to speed. I have been in regular contact with her, as has many members of the team, and I'll be in contact with her again tonight, and we'll update when.
So she'll be back tonight?
She'll be back on deck tomorrow morning.
So you've confirmed more than 600 welfare checks conducted by Telstra, but how many calls to 000 didn't actually go through or still haven't gone through as a result of the outage? More than 600?
So we did 639 welfare checks, which is where we see there's a failed call. Now that's out of 33,000 calls that were successfully connected through the course of the day, and we're working through those welfare checks. There is still 170 that are with the police, and now once we hand those to police, it is for them to comment and update on anything that's occurred there.
So more than 600 calls didn't go through to 000 using the Telstra network. Would you describe that as a failure of emergency services?
Any one call is unacceptable, one missed call, which is why we have the welfare check process in place, so that we are as rapidly as possible following up with people whenever there is a failed call.
South Australian Senator Little had said that she had received reports to her office that there had been a death caused by the outage from Telstra. Have you received any reports of that nature? Can you confirm if that information was true that she was provided?
So I've seen the media reports as well, and I'd refer to you the comments from the South Australian Police. It's in there.
You've received nothing different to police then?
I am not aware of anything other than what the police have said.
Just on the cause of the outage, can you potentially sort of confirm whether it set the clocks back to November 2006? And can you maybe run us through why it's so important for a mobile network to have sort of these time servers that are telling the rest of the network what the time is?
Yeah, well, it's really about synchronising and authenticating that one part of the network knows what the other part of the network is doing, and the time is an important part of that. Otherwise, you could have messages or instructions that are from a different time period then being authenticated on the network. So it's part of the authentication process that allows the network to do something.
Is this essentially...
Sorry?
And it was saying November 2006, was that what the update pushed out to the rest of the network?
Yes, I believe that's true at one point, yes.
Is this essentially Telstra's version of Y2K?
I wouldn't say it's a Y2K issue. I think it's not the same as that. What happened was there was a glitch in the software that reset the GPS timer. So it's not so much that the time...
Your systems went back 20 years in time.
Yeah, it's not so much that it clicked over and was unable to deal with the format of the time, which was the concern during Y2K. It was a software glitch that caused the time to click back. There's a specific reason that we can cover with more technical details about why it went back to that particular time. I think it's the way the number works.
Was it specifically 20 years to the date, or...?
No.
What other investigations will you guys be doing following this to understand further those root causes of the problems to ensure it doesn't happen again?
Yeah, we will do a full root cause analysis, and that process will start immediately. I mean, it's underway already, but we're focused right now on restoring services, and then we'll work through working with our vendors, working with partners, working with external support, as well as our own teams to understand what has happened.
Do you think you should have...
Given that a glitch caused this much chaos, is it a fragile system?
I would say it's a complex system. I think it's robust. There is a lot of redundancy, but this was an unfortunate incident.
Michael, you detected the fault at 4:30 a.m, but the Communications Minister's office wasn't told until about 7 a.m. after you posted online and briefed reporters. Annika Wells says she should have heard earlier. Did Telstra meet its real-time reporting obligations to ACMA and the emergency services, and why did media potentially come before the Minister?
So we will always communicate with customers first when we see that there is an issue, and there are certain thresholds in terms of when our obligations are to communicate with everyone. As soon as the incident reached that threshold, we communicated within minutes to the Minister.
Do you think you got it wrong yesterday when initially you thought there was only a few thousand people that were impacted? Obviously it was larger scale than that.
It was absolutely an evolving situation, and I think we were clear about that yesterday morning, that we communicated what we knew. We communicated that we would continue to investigate, and we would continue to be thorough and curious and go down every avenue, but absolutely the situation evolved as the day went on.